What is going on, you guys? I am back from Dice Tower. My voice may be a little strained because I've been teaching games for like 5 days straight. So I apologize if I sound a little weird, but it's been a long weekend. There's a lot of recovery to do. That being said, this just dropped, so we're going to talk about this Fang fighter preview from the Scum and Villainy faction for X-Wing 2.0. And speaking of X-Wing 2.0, there is still time to enter to win that latest giveaway for 3 conversion kits. I'm giving away 3 conversion kits, and if you'd like to win one of those, all you have to do is become a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that, guys. I'll be announcing those around the end of the month before Gen Con, so in about 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. There's still time to enter to win. So let's talk about the Fang fighter. So not a whole lot of new stuff in here if you have been following along, though. But so looking at the dial, we don't really have any good ones. We just have the 1 hard turns, but no 1 straight. We got a lot of 2s, though. These guys are fast. They got a lot of blue 2s. Blues are the new greens. We have a 3 straight green, or blue rather, and a 4 straight and a 5 straight. We do have the 2 Talon roll, so these guys can Talon roll at 2, so they're very maneuverable, but they can't necessarily do the slow approach, so they have to go pretty fast. And in this spread here, you're getting a look at Fearless as well, which they didn't give you a close-up of during the normal article, but that's, basically your EPT. And if while you perform a primary attack out of the front arc, in the range is 1, and then if you're in the defender's front arc, you may change one of your results to a hit result. So if you're basically facing each other just like this, it gives you some dice mitigation, which is great, especially if it's a blank die. So let's look at our pilots here. We're going to start with our generic, our Zealous Recruit. So the Fang fighter has no shields, has 3 primary attack, 3 defense, or 3 evade, and or agility, and 4 hull. Now, you do have a focus and target lock, but you also have the barrel roll and boost and the ability to convert them, or not convert them, but to link them into a focus. So it's really nice that so many ships have this kind of built-in push the limit ability. And these are ships that can really use that because they're all about being range 1 of you, so that barrel roll and that boost are really going to help. But of course, you're going to be stressed when you do that. But again, you would if you were running Push the Limit from X-Wing 1.0, right? And then also you have the built-in Concordia face-off. While you defend, if the attack is range 1 and you're in the attacker's front arc, change 1 result to an evade result. So a little bit tougher to kill. It kind of makes up for the lack of shields there, so not too shabby. Cad Solus. After you fully execute a red maneuver, gain 2 focus tokens, which is nice. Cad Solus is, isn't really going to necessarily need to do these reposition maneuvers as much, because if if that Talon roll is right, Cad is going to get 2 focus. So 1 for defense, 1 for offense. That much is pretty cool. Initiative 4 too. This guy's initiative 1, but they're all pretty high pilot skill, so they're all shooting pretty quick and moving pretty late, which is really going to help all that maneuverability. Joy Rekoff. While you perform an attack, you may spend a charge from an equipped torpedo upgrade. If you do, the defender rolls 1 fewer dice. So this one is really an interesting way to use torpedoes. I don't know what the lore is behind this, and maybe he's or she. Joy sounds like a female's name, but maybe she's dropping like a blind torpedo that's not really hitting, and it's just to distract them, to make them a little easier to hit. Maybe something like that. Or maybe she's just spending the fuel from the torpedo into her blaster bolts. I don't know how you manufacture the reason for that, but it does give you some extra options when configuring. Although that's probably going to make her more expensive if you want to put a torpedo on there, because why would you run her without a torpedo when you could just run that initiative 4? So this one, obviously, you'll want to run a torpedo on. Old Terok, the Mandalorian Mentor. Is it just me, or does the art here make it look like the wings aren't actually straight? Like the one that's closer to you is like down, like they're it's like that, or rather like that as it's flying. It looks, it looks a little off. Maybe it's just me. Let me know what you think. At the start of the engagement phase, you may choose one enemy ship at range 1. If you do, and you are in its front arc, it removes all of its green tokens. Again, similar to Old Terok in 1.0, and it's just making use of that initiative 5. So this is a real high initiative pilot here, and you're just making use of his ability. It's pretty powerful, especially on a ship with a boost and barrel roll. And then the very rare Initiative 6 in X-Wing 2.0, Fenn Rau. Fenn Rau is going to be so strong. While you defend or perform an attack, if the attack is range 1, you may roll 1 additional die. So again, 3 dice is already better than it was before. So this guy is able to roll 5 at range 1 right now. So it's going to be... He's going to be like maybe the most awesome pilot. I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. Maybe everything will be perfectly balanced, but Fenn Rau I think will be a lot of fun. I think Fenn Rau might be a little crazy though, especially with Concordia Face. If you're able to get that range 1 and an Initiative 6 with boost and barrel roll, and you can also get a focus after that, and that's just him without any other upgrades. Forget about it, man. So let's take a look at some of the upgrades they're talking about in here. Daredevil, while you perform a white boost action, you may treat it as a red action and to use the hard turns instead. While this is great, I don't know if this is like the best card to put on these guys. Sure, it's great to have the option. I mean, it's a small ship only, and you have to have the white boost action, so there's not that many ships you can put on it. But, I mean, considering they have boost into focus... if you do the red boost, you're not going to be able to chain it into focus. So you're going to want, it's an option. Well, if I don't make this hard turn, I won't have any shot at all. So then the focus isn't going to matter. I get it. I feel like it's all right. Hopefully it's cheap. I would hope that it's a cheaper upgrade, not a very expensive upgrade. We don't have the cost though, so we can't really weigh this against the value added. If it's cheap, if it's like a 1 or 2 point upgrade, then it's not so bad. But then I don't know how much everything is costed. So maybe all EPTs are 10 and up, and 1 or 2 would be way too cheap. I don't know. But I imagine it's just about double what EPTs cost right now because the points are supposed to be about 200 for a game. Ion torpedoes. So, all right, you get 2 charge on here, non-regenerating. You do get, 4 dice for this attack, which is not bad. Only 2 to 3, and this torpedo here, I believe that means that range modifiers do matter. So if somebody's really far away and you shoot them at range 3, I believe this means they'll get an extra die. So attack, target lock in parentheses means you have to have the target lock. You can spend a charge if this attack hits. Well, you have to spend a charge. If this attack hits, spend a hit or crit result to cause the defender to suffer 1 damage. All remaining hit or crit results inflict ion tokens instead of damage. So basically following the normal ion rules. You can, with 4 dice, you can potentially get a lot of tokens. You could ionize a large ship this way. Again, that's pretty cool. What this, it's all right. It's okay. I'm hoping this is kind of cheap, because I don't know. All right. Yeah, you have to spend. So it's not like you could just say, I don't want to spend the damage to give you a damage, and I want everything to go to ionize. You have to spend the damage. So the first damage has to go to damage. Everything else goes to ionize. Okay. Afterburners. This one's a good card. I like this one. This one has 2 charges, though, and it's non-recurring. Because you can tell that it's non-recurring because it doesn't have the little upwards triangle here. After you fully execute a speed 3 to 5 maneuver, you may spend 1 charge to perform a boost action even while stressed. So normally if you're stressed, you can't do an action. This one specifically allows it. And this works really well on this ship because they do, they're a fast ship. So they do have plenty of 3, 4, and 5 speed maneuvers. Well, not plenty of 5s, but they do have the 5 straight. And, and if you do, now the thing is, if you do that 2 Talon roll, you're not going to be able to do this because that's not a speed 2, or that's a speed 2 maneuver, so it's not a speed 3 to 5. But, again, sometimes you need to. Sometimes you need to. All right. And another interesting thing is that it looks like the paint job is a little different. Like if you look at this image and then compare that to this one, you've got the yellow. I think they went with the 1.0 image here, and then the 2.0 image here. A little kind of disappointed that they didn't really show the spinny of the, like, I want to know how much it spins. I don't think it can spin fully. I don't think it can free spin, because then it's going to hit, you know, the peg, because obviously the peg goes in underneath. It's not like the B-wing where the peg can go up and behind it and curve, which would be ideal, but that's not how it happens. So it looks like it's probably just going to do this, or maybe go until it bounces against the peg. I don't know. I would imagine if it does that, you'll see a lot of people taking their old 1.0 B-wings, pulling out that curved peg and sticking it in the back of these, so this way you can just spin it. That's what I would do, at least with one, to see how it works. But I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know what you think of this ship. Let me know if you are excited, if you're counting down the days until Gen Con. If you're going to Gen Con, or if you're just anxious to see what gets announced. Or maybe you have a friend going to Gen Con picking up some stuff for you. I am planning to pick up everything that they release at Gen Con, and I will be bringing it back to Orlando with me. So if you are in Orlando, maybe we can get some early X-Wing 2.0 games in. That would be fun. A lot of other cool stuff coming up soon, very, very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.